Wow, I cannot believe this actually works. I got a comment on my video by Mr. Divide Diffusible here, who pointed out to me that the Dragon Launcher, when fired at an enemy or a crowd of enemies, its residual damage from the fireworks after the fact, every tick of those damaging points, if you will, applies a hit to your Storm King's Fury or the Ravager. If all of this is gibberish, then let me back up a bit and explain with the Storm King melee weapons. I can actually show it right here. Hitting an enemy empowers a Storm Wave to shoot a piercing wave of energy. Basically what you mean in that is you can stack a Storm King's Ravager up to 7 times and then right-click to unleash a ton of energy that does 245% of your weapon damage. It's super powerful. I regularly use the Ravager against mini-bosses with Smokescreen in any mission, no matter what loadout I'm using. With a team of stacked teammates, it can regularly hit for 800, 1,000, a million on a loadout designed for melee. I once hit for 2 million damage. I think there was a Warcry involved. The point is that right-click attack can be extremely powerful, and using this trick, you can charge that without even hitting an enemy. Now, I'll be hiding my screen name anywhere in this footage. I'm using a different account here even because Epic has a history of turning my account off from stuff like this. But this isn't a duplication glitch, and I mean, Tic Tac just showed that wafers affect teddies. I don't know if that was intended or not. Regardless, this is something really cool, and they'll probably patch because it doesn't seem intended. It doesn't seem to work for traps, and I think this is something that'll be really, really fun to mess around with in the meantime. And then the other example is the Storm King's Fury, where hitting an enemy empowers the Meteor Slam. You know, I love the way they type this stuff. Every time you hit an enemy, it charges up another meteor, and I use the Storm King's Fury more and more often here for 2 reasons. One, it's more effective in a crowd of zombies, it's cooler to show it, and those meteors actually float around the hand on the Storm King's Fury, and it shows you exactly how many are charged up, so in real time, you can watch this getting charged by the residual damage. So you can see here, I'm regularly shooting off my rocket. I'm trying to pick the fattest enemies, like the Riot Shield or Husks or the Smasher or Mist Monster, whatever's in my crowd, and I try to tick as much damage for as long as possible so that I can actually, or rather as little damage and as many hits for as long as possible to charge it as up to like 3 times before I end up running out of energy. Now, it's actually really important here to note my loadout. Fuel for the Fallen is something that I picked kind of on a whim, but in using this, I found that it was an absolute must. I don't think there's any real reason you need Paleo Luna for this set. I kind of just modified my regular ninja loadout. I will link my video guide to the best ninja loadout in Fortnite Save the World if you guys want to watch that. Seriously, the only edit I've made to that video since then is the fact that Monster Smash from this, you know, Deadly Iza or whatever her name is actually really nice for Life Leech, however, has no use in this build. Fuel for the Fallen is really, really effective because as you're killing hordes of enemies, you're constantly regenerating your energy because remember, what we're buffing here are heavy attacks, so to get that heavy attack as efficient as possible is kind of what's important. Now, my weapon that I was using here wasn't spec'd for this. I wasn't really going for any serious build, especially with something like this that surely should be patched soon enough. I don't think it's worth putting heavy attack efficiency and going all in on this. Even as I was using it, I don't think that it was insanely overpowered even. It was just really, really cool that this actually works and kind of fun to use the heavy attack as much as I possibly could. That being said, with how slow the heavy attack is on the Storm King's Fury, I don't even think that reducing its energy cost would make a real world difference. As you can see that I'm getting plenty of them off here, and there's actually plenty of downtime, seeing as it's actually worth your time to train the enemies, get them into a group, and then destroy a whole lot of them all at once rather than just spamming it normally. Another edit that I'm going to make to what was said to me is the fact that he suggested the Dragon's Fury launcher from the Lunar Weapons, which is actually in the game right now. If you guys go to the llama shop, you can buy Lunar Llamas as I'm recording this video. Hell, I'll just buy one while I'm talking. And then you can also get them from the Frost Knight quest, where you can actually pick the Dragon's Fury. That will work perfectly fine. The Dragon's Tooth will not, so we're not going to be using that here. What I also found to work very effectively, especially in my case because of its low level, is the Quad Launcher. I do not know if this is all of the weapons that work. In fact, the Egg Launcher, I don't even think I have it here from the... Oh, I do. Yeah, the Easter Egg Launcher from the Easter event coming up soon. Maybe those landmines, if they go off after you shoot them, this will charge something up. The Quad Launcher, however, with its pools of fire on the ground, hitting enemies over time works identically, and in my opinion, or in my situation here, it might even work better because all my perks are blue and it's only a 106. Because it does less damage, it'll hit more times, and so you will get like the full use of that fire pool while you're using your main melee weapon to charge it up as much as possible. Now that's about all I have to say on this subject. I mean, there are plenty of ways you could make a build around this. This is a super fun thing to try. I did start dying on my own in the bonus encampments, the super encampments, so I'm not saying that you can like solo all encampments with this super easily. I'm also not saying it's impossible, but if you had a team of 4 people running with this, I think you could have a really, really good time and have a good fun time while doing it. And, you know, I say hopefully Epic patches this soon, but frankly, I think this is way too much fun for now. I mean, I get that this would not be intended behavior, but, you know, something cool to try out and let everybody know about this amazing ability trick to get infinite right clicks, if you will, infinite meteors, and just have a good time while we can. It was later found out that this actually works on, it seems like a lot of different things. I've been told that most 6th perks work with it. Anything that requires you to simply hit an enemy, not hit an enemy with this weapon, will cause enemies to dance or cause them to freeze in place. Now, if the description specifies hitting an enemy with this weapon, it will not function. And I've also been told that it works with a whole host of other things, including the trap perks that you're holding, and I haven't delved into this any further. In fact, most of what you've just watched was recorded 2.5 weeks prior to what I'm saying right now, because, as I mentioned in the video, I'm just afraid to post this because I don't know what Epic can do to my account anymore. But I've talked to enough people about this, and enough people have shown glitches on their channel that are similar to this or worse, that I'm comfortable enough to share this with you guys now. So definitely do some experimenting. I don't know how extremely game-changing this is. I was much more excited about this when I recorded this, but nowadays I think it's just more of an interesting kind of glitch, and I think it's worth sharing. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, comment below what you think, and hope you have a nice day, you guys. Thanks for watching.